Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
It's my pleasure to have back again Dr. Cola, who was here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about some things that really drew a lot of response. A lot of people sent me questions and said, have her on again and ask her these things. That breastfeeding seemed to be one of the areas that they really wanted us to talk about, and we're going to talk about that first, except that I want us to start out, and thank you very much for coming. I know your schedule is so busy, but start out for the new viewers in our audience that don't know you, and tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for having me here again. I would like to introduce myself. I am Dr. Cola, working at Texas Tech Clinic in Odessa. We do see patients from 0 to 18, and we actually welcoming everybody from Midland, Odessa, and Big Springs. We accept all the insurances because most of our patients who come have questions about whether we take Medicaid. We do not. We're like, oh, we are here to provide you service, and if it needs, we can go way beyond. So this is to let everybody know that we're here for you to help your children. So I work there as a full-time faculty member, and I teach pediatrics, I teach my residents, and I teach the medical students.
And for the ones of you who are looking for a pediatrician, you know that it's really not easy to find a pediatrician, and especially one that will take Medicare and Medicaid and some of these other forms. So we want you to know that Texas Tech University Health Science Center has a walk-in clinic in Midland. They have all kinds of services in Midland and Odessa, but all of West Texas is welcome, and into New Mexico. I think you said you had a new
yes,
patient
we had
from
patients
Hobbs,
from Hobbs who walked in, and we are here to tell you that even if you have to make a walk-in appointment, we're here to make you either the same day or the following day, but we are there to help you.
And pediatric care is so important to get that child cared for from the very beginning of life. And so let's talk a little bit about, and I have a whole list of things that I want us to talk about if we can get through all of them, and you're going to be here this Sunday and next Sunday. But let's start out with breastfeeding, because that's what I had all the questions about when you were here before.
Right, and I think last week, well, a couple of weeks when we talked about breastfeedings, I did have patients and parents coming to me asking about what are the do's and don'ts, because they want a clear-cut idea how and what to proceed on with breastfeeding. So let me talk about first the do's of breastfeeding. Every time we encourage breastfeeding, the mothers come to me, especially right after the delivery, the first day, second day in the hospital. They say, I don't produce any milk and my baby is trying. Now I have to go over this again. To develop a bonding between a mom and a baby, especially if it's a first-time mom and a first-time baby, the bond takes about 28 days. So all that you have to do is keep going with it. And I know that you not make much because you're in pain, and the breastfeeding, the hormones are all neurohormonal, meaning they are nerves. And if you're depressed, if you are sad, if you are in pain, obviously you won't make enough. So you have to relax, and only thing that you have to do is keep trying. So the best way to start off with is to have skin to skin. What we encourage mothers is to have them take their blouse off and put the baby naked, just with a diaper on, and cover themselves up. So the baby gets the warmth, maintains the temperature, and also starts to suckle. And this way the baby is learning how to develop a sense, and every time the baby touches it, the touch itself is enough to let your hormone go and make milk. So this is very, very important. So skin to skin is always important, and if you don't know, so please ask your doctors what is skin to skin and roaming in. This will definitely help to make more milk, or at least to initiate milk, and the initiation isn't enough. Once you have a milk letdown, you will go ahead with it.
But you're talking about first-time mothers and to relax.
Right.
And that's almost an oxymoron, because it's really hard for a first-time mother to relax.
Right, because first-time mothers are more easy to go off. They're very easily discouraged because they've never experienced this before. They have, like, they're in pain, they can't do it, and they try to put the baby on when the baby is hungry. Please do not do that. So don't put the baby on your breast when the baby is really hungry, because what the baby wants at that time is right away milk. And for you to produce more milk, you need to make a reflux. So you have to get in the suckling process, and then the milk lets in down. So put the baby on when the baby is sleeping, not so hungry. That way you start making more milk, and you kind of get more. So again, the process is to make more is to take off more. So you have to produce more to give away more, and then you produce more. So it's a vicious cycle. You empty more, you make more. So That's the thing.
And it all becomes natural with the second
Yes,
or third.
yes.
But this was a grandmother. One of the calls that I got was a grandmother who said, "My granddaughter is having so much trouble, and she is so scared, and I keep telling her what to do, but she doesn't seem to listen to me, and so that's why she wanted a doctor to say."
Right, about
she needed
90%
to.
of the time, all moms can go ahead and breastfeed naturally. They're just 10% of the moms who cannot do that. And again, that's because of their own physical problems like inverted nipples or any other conditions, a medical condition which inhibits the mom to breastfeed. So only these situations, it's just 10%, but 90% of the time, you can breastfeed. So you have to be determined to go ahead and breastfeed. And again, skin to skin is very, very important.
Well, does this apply also to the father? Should he take off his shirt and just let them bond against the father?
Yes, that's a good way to encourage bonding, either for the mom or the father. But since the mom is the one who needs to be more with the baby, and the touch of the mother will just encourage baby to feel more comfortable. So when the baby is out in the world, when the baby was inside of you, you pretty much did everything for the baby: eat, sleep, nourish, and maintain the body temperature. When the baby is outside the world and it has to do everything: eating, pooping, breathing, maintain the temperature. It's a really stressful thing for the baby, and to learn latching is on top of it. So you have to relax the baby. So relax yourself. It will definitely come in, and then make sure the baby is relaxed.
Well, since I had a baby a long, long time ago, it seemed like they were so structured about when they would bring the child into me. Is this changed over the years so that the new mother has the baby more?
It's not. It hasn't changed since the good old days. Even once the baby is out, we encourage what is called as rooming in. As soon as the baby is out, and I'm sure Dr. Anderson would agree with it, if the mom wants to breastfeeding, the first contact is very important. So the baby is put on the mom's breast, the mom tries to get that attachment, and that actually has seemed to be more initiating the breastfeeding. So we give the baby for a few minutes, and again, we have to clean the baby. Sometimes we need to resuscitate the baby goes away from the mom, and then after the recovery room, when mom is okay to breastfeed again, baby comes to the mom. So we do encourage the first contact with the mom, because that's what the baby has to say, and that's what the mom has to feel about breastfeeding.
Okay, so the first do is to make sure you get that body-to-body contact.
Correct.
And get them started. And then we need to go over some more do's. We've got about a minute before this program is going to have to take a break.
Okay. We do encourage something called as suckling. What we do here is, especially moms who are very nervous and who cannot make up with doing it, we encourage them not to give them bottles right away. So as soon as the baby is born, please don't jump in to put in the bottle. You will still make, and baby can be hungry for a few hours to even a day sometimes, and probably the baby size, the belly of the baby is like a peanut. So if you can just get the few drops, which is rich in colostrum and antibodies, just go ahead and do it.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.